It's a BladeHQ exclusive, right? Got the BladeHQ logo printed right there. And this guy is not available for sale anywhere right now. So it is a very unique piece, right? I'm happy that I have one. And can you do a reverse flick? Yeah, you sure can. That was a bad attempt right there, but boom, look at that. Yeah, you could do, there's plenty of room right there for a reverse flick. There's no doubt about that. Hello and what is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Miguel and you're watching Miguel EDC. This channel is all about EDC. Today we're going to be taking a closer look here, doing a review on the Civivi Scintilla, right? Boom, this guy right here. Tiny but mighty little guy right there. So I'm gonna let you guys take some quick first looks, first impressions on this guy. I did an unboxing on this little guy here not too long ago, and I've gotten a chance to EDC this guy here for quite a bit, and then now I want to go ahead and bring you guys some feedback, some impressions, right, so you guys can kind of learn, see what the Civivi Scintilla is all about. Let's go ahead and get things started here with a quick little size check. All right, so this guy's gonna come in at, let's see, we got around 6 1/4, right? That's gonna be 6 1/4 overall length. And then as far as the blade, right, this blade is going to be 2 3/4. The actual cutting edge is going to be a little bit under 2.5 inches, and the handle is going to be, I want to say, 3.5, right? You got 3.5 on the handle right there. When it is folded, let's do the quick, right? When it's folded, right, same length right there, right? 3.5 overall. Bam! So this guy is going to be a BladeHQ exclusive, right? I got this guy over the holidays from BladeHQ. They were doing a promotion where if you purchase around I think $199, $200, right? You got this guy included for free. And the very interesting thing about this guy is that I have not actually seen that this guy is available for sale anywhere as of the time of this video, even as of the time of the unboxing. So this was a very nice, you know, I guess one-time special over at BladeHQ. I'm wondering if they're ever going to bring it back. I think they should, because this is a nice little EDC. I don't think they should make it available for sale, because I think a lot of people would really enjoy to get their hands on this tiny little EDC. So what are we dealing with here? We have a D2 stonewashed blade right there, right? This is going to be a harpoon looking blade because of this top portion right here. So it kind of looks like a drop point, but this top portion here kind of makes it like a harpoon in a way. You have some jimping right there at the top, which is nice and comfortable. You have a forward choil on this guy, which makes it also very, very good. If you want a forward choke on it, right, you certainly can. You're dealing with G10 black scales. This one has, I guess, this indentation here, which is very unique. I haven't seen that in any other knife. So it's kind of like a hole right there, like that was drilled in for whatever reason. Makes it, you know, kind of special, I guess, if you will. It does have it on the other side as well. So yeah, very unique to this knife, that circled indentation right there. So G10 handles right there. The liners, they're going to be milled, as you can probably see from this angle right there. Mill liners, right? This guy is going to be a frame lock, right? So right here, this portion right here is locking it in place, right? So the knife closes like this, and when it opens, right, you're gonna see this piece right here slide in to lock, there you go, lock the blade in place. So that's what a liner lock does in a nutshell, compared to, let's say, a frame lock like on the Kershaw leak, right? This is part of the frame right here, and it basically essentially does the same job, except this is part of the frame, therefore this is a frame lock. Whereas on the Scintilla, as well as other knives, the liner is the one that's doing the locking job, so therefore it's a liner lock, right? A lot of people that have been around been into knives for a while, they're like, okay, Miguel, we really did not need that explanation, guys. I'm catering to folks who may not know that much about knives, just like I didn't know that much about knives about a year ago. So keep that in mind. You got a deep pocket carry here on this guy, right, which is very nice and convenient. It hides the whole knife out of the way. It's nice and elegant on this chrome finish on the tip. All right, let's do some quick size comparisons on this guy. All right, let's do the customary knives that we do on the channel, and that's going to be the PM2. PM2 is gonna just overtake this guy by miles, right? Because it's just a much larger knife, of course. The Para 3, right? It's the smaller one, and even that one is way bigger. Right? I'm gonna show you some more comparable, knives here in just a moment. Just want you to at least, see the standard knives that we do size comparisons with on the channel during reviews. Here is the Demco AD 20.5 on the shark's foot blade, and the brother here, the Demco AD 20.5 in the clip point blade. Yeah, definitely gonna be much bigger knives for sure. The Civivi Scintilla, if I'm even pronouncing that right, is gonna be on the smaller knife size. Absolutely, no doubt about that. But at least if you own, some of these other knives that I'm comparing it to, you get the idea, right? This is a Sencut knife, which is a Civivi We Knife subsidiary as well, sister brand, if you will. So the Sencut Crawley at the bottom here, the Sencut Saxi right here at the top. Again, these are medium to larger knives, right? You can see the the Scintilla just looks puny right there compared to those other guys. And let's see, what about the Wrap Model 1? This is still the largest knife, the largest folder that I own, and the Wrap Model 2. I want to say even the Wrap Model 2 is bigger than the Scintilla by a mile. That's how tiny the Scintilla is, right? But again, that gives you an idea. Again, these are the standard knives that we compare, right, all other knives to during a review. Let's keep it in the Civivi family, right? Here is the, of course, well-known Civivi Elementum, right? Even the Elementum, which is already known for a medium to smaller knife, is definitely going to be bigger than the Scintilla. And of course, since we're keeping it in the Civivi family here is the Ortis, right? So the Ortis is of course going to be a little bit bigger as well. But some quick comparisons there, so kind of gives you an idea, right? Kind of where the Civivi Scintilla stacks next to all the other guys, right? Let's do the same comparison now while the knife is folded, right? So what is it going to feel like in your pocket? So when it folds though, I will say a lot of the blade, right, does stick out of the frame, right? So that's something that will make this guy a little bit thicker, but not by much. Here it is compared to the Para 3. Here it is compared to the PM2. So still a much smaller, slimmer and skinnier knife than the Spider Ghost for sure, no doubt about that. All right, here it is compared to the Demco Brothers AD 20.5, both blade shapes. Still, obviously a much slimmer knife compared to the Saxi siblings here. So I want to say it's a little bit closer to the Saxi. I want to say the Crawley's still a little bit slimmer. You guys let me know in the comments your thoughts there on that. And of course, we cannot do it without comparing it to the Wrap Model 1 and Wrap Model 2. So it's definitely wider than the Wrap Model 2, and it compares more to the Wrap Model 1 in width right there. You guys let me know. And last but not least, since we already here, right here it is next to the Civivi Elementum, next to the Ortis. Right, very comparable. More, I would say the width is a lot closer to the Ortis. I think maybe a little bit wider than the Ortis, right? Whereas the Elementum is going to be a much narrower knife right there. I did want to say, compares a lot to this CRKT Piet. I still don't know how to pronounce this guy, but yeah, this guy size-wise is going to be very, very comparable to the Scintilla right there, as you can see, right? Just as long, maybe just as wide, with the Scintilla being just a hair, a little bit longer, just a hair, a little bit wider right there compared to the CRKT Piet. But yeah, very comparable knives right there. And look out for the review on this guy, because the review on this little guy will be out on the channel here very soon as well. Let's do a quick carry profile here next to the Para Military 2. right? You guys be the judge of that. The Paramilitary 2 is probably just as, I want to say, as thick right there. No, very comparable. Maybe the Paramilitary 2 is going to be a little bit wider by a hair. Here's the Para 3, right? Very, very comparable. You guys be the judge of that, right? Very, very comparable. The AD 20.5 brothers, regardless of blade shape, they're usually a little bit slimmer, right? So let me get a good alignment right there. Yeah, the Scintilla is a little bit wider, a little bit thicker right there, so you can see. And by the way, I'm testing new angles here, so I'm zoomed in a little bit on the camera. Hopefully gives you guys a better view. Yeah, the Sencut Crawley here is going to be much wider. The Saxy, same story. Yeah, much wider. The Rap Model 1, yeah, no doubt about that. This guy much thicker for sure. And the Rap Model 2, all right, very comparable to the Rap Model 2. Yeah, about the same. Maybe the Civivi Scintilla a little bit thicker. Here's the Elementum, very comparable to the Elementum. And last but not least, the Ortis, all right, very comparable to the Ortis as well. I want to say there's something about the acoustics on this guy, right, when it opens. I don't know if you guys, I'm going to do it a couple times here. Right, this guy just fires in a very unique way. That sound is something else for sure, and I kind of like the acoustics of it for sure. Right, you can of course flip this guy. Got the flipper right here. You could open it or deploy it with the flipper tab. You have a thumb deployment as well, so you could thumb deploy the Scintilla as well. And can you do a reverse flick? Yeah, you sure can. That was a bad attempt right there, but boom, look at that. Yeah, you could do, there's plenty of room right there for a reverse flick. There's no doubt about that. And yeah, it makes it very comfortable and also very satisfying for sure. All right, one last time for a good measure. Boom. So this one has the BladeHQ logo right there. So again, like I mentioned earlier, it is a BladeHQ exclusive, right? Got the BladeHQ logo printed right there. And this guy is not available for sale anywhere right now. So it is a very unique piece, right? I'm happy that I have one. Glad that I was lucky enough to get one sent to me as part of my holiday purchases, right? And yeah, it's kind of very unique right now to have it as part of my arsenal. Let's do a quick hardware check on this guy. By the way, guys, my tools are very affordable, right? The tools that I use on the channel here for every review video, and even to take apart my knives and everything, they're all part of the Strabito tool set. Comes with every single drill bit that you can possibly imagine or need. Check out the links in the description. They are affiliate links. They do help out the channel quite a bit at no extra cost to you. That being said, I want to say the pivot is definitely going to be a T8, right? And let me double check. I have been known for putting the wrong bits in the wrong place. So that's my T8 right there. And yeah, hold on. Let me check here. Yeah, that is definitely going to be a T8, right? No questions whatsoever. Also on the frame here, these are going to be T8. Right, I want to say this guy right here is a T8 also, but I can't get to it because the pocket clip gets in the way. So you're gonna have to take the pocket clip off first, which by the way is reversible. Check that out. Pocket clip is reversible on the other side too. Pocket clip is more than likely in typical Civivi fashion. It's gonna be a T6, right? Probably gonna be a T6. Let's test that. There it is, right? T6 on the pocket clip. So T6 and T8, right, in typical Civivi fashion, right? That's typically what they go with in most cases. Let's do a quick blade stock thickness on this guy, right? So on the thickest point, we are reading, let's see, what do we got? All right, we got 0.09 inches, 0.09 inches, right? So it's definitely on the slimmer side. And then on the very, very tip, if I can get it right, yeah, 0.01. So very, very slim towards the tip. I wouldn't recommend any sort of prying or anything like that with this guy. And I mean, even though it is a very wide blade, if you will, I mean, this point right here, this tip is quite pointy to say the least, of course. Get a quick weight on this guy here, showing. All right, by comparison, just so you guys know, right, the Elementum was 2.8, right? So under that 3 ounces, I guess, golden weight threshold. The Ortis was 2.9. And so this guy being much smaller, my guess is probably gonna be 2.5. All right, I was very optimistic there. So 2.7, I mean, still can't go wrong with it. It is a perfect weight right there, under 3 ounces, right? Second time for fair measure. There it is, 2.7 ounces. All right, it's time to do the paper cut test. This has become a new staple of the review videos on this channel. I wasn't doing that at the beginning, but now I'm doing it, trying to do it in every single review video. And keep in mind, this guy has already been through some use already, right? It has been through many cardboard boxes, open mail, cut through rope or what have you, strings, all kinds of things, right? Oh, we just lost the light over there. So here we go. Let's see how we do here. Whoa. Off to a good start. Keep in mind, the blade length is not that long. So as I'm sliding it through the paper, right? Whoa, look at that. It's making some nice clean cuts. Even after some use, right? So this is no longer out of the box. I have not sharpened it at all whatsoever. It has definitely already seen plenty of use. Whoa, still quite like crazy. That right there was my fault. There it is. I want to say it catches sometimes. I may have some ding on the blade from, you know, daily carrying it. I think the key here, as long as you slide the blade from one end to another, look at that. You get some very clean cuts. Just like that. So let me tell you guys about my experience after EDCing this guy for the last, I want to say over 2 weeks. I've had this guy for quite a bit. I got it back in December. I want to say, yeah, December sometime before the holidays when BladeHQ had that special going on. Again, if you spend, I think, over $199, let's call it $200, then this guy was included for free with your order. Back then I got like 4, 5, 6 different knives, and so this guy was included in there for free. I'm happy that I got it, and obviously I love the design. I love how, you know, tiny, small, EDC it is. EDCable, is that even a word? EDCable, right? That's a new word for the day also. EDCable, right? With that in mind, again, I want to say this guy makes a perfect EDC, especially if you're looking for that small factor, especially if you have like limitations on the blade length in your state, right? Check your local laws, of course, but I want to say this is, you know, being smaller than the Elementum, right? My wife has a Elementum Desert Warrior, also from BladeHQ. I have been tempted to gift her this knife too because it's smaller. I know she's gonna love it, right? Add it to her EDC collection, but kind of a little greedy right now, keeping it in my collection because I know it's unique and it's not being sold anywhere else at the moment. When the time comes, right, I'll do it for a special occasion or what have you, I may gift it to her because I know it's a special knife, it's small, right, has a small form factor, and I know that she's gonna love EDCing or carrying this knife, you know, for all her daily cutting needs, if you will, right? So that being said, yeah, that's been my carry experience right there. This guy, I mean, it'll get every job done, no doubt about it, right? D2 blade, stone wash. So D2 is already a very solid steel, right, on the budget category. Right, can't go wrong with D2. It is stone wash, so it is going to hide away a lot of cuts and lines and streaks and what have you on your blade. So that makes it very, very good also. Let's see how well balanced this guy is. I want to say the balance is probably going to be somewhere back here. Let's see. Oh, it's like the circus. All right, there it is. That's your balance right there. A little bit hair behind the Civivi logo right there, probably around where the liner lock is located. This guy is a liner lock. So the liner right here locks the blade in place. Every time you open it, you have multiple ways of deploying it, right? Flipper, thumb deployment, and last but not least, my favorite, right? The reverse flick. I'm trying to find maybe something to dislike about this guy, right? I would say probably the ergos, right? It being a smaller knife, very comfortably fits 3 fingers. I want to say the 4th pinky, I mean a fourth finger here, the pinky is going to struggle trying to get some grip right there, because it's just that tiny of a knife, right? So none of the handle is showing once you are fully gripping the handle. That's where this forward choke right here comes into play. So if you were to forward choke on it, then yes, right, you can definitely get a good grip right there, right? Still leaves a little bit of a handle left showing. But yeah, other than that, that's my only gripe about it. But I mean, it's kind of a price you pay for the small form factor. If you're looking for a tiny knife to EDC, right, the small form factor, right, there's a little bit of a price to pay there, right, as far as the air goes, and especially if you have bigger hands. I have average, medium-sized hands, not too small, not too big, and yeah, you can see it right there, right? So that's kind of what it looks like. Half of your pinky is going to be hanging on to this very pointy portion of the handle right there. I mean, it's not a deal breaker, and keep in mind this is still a very unique knife that is not being sold anywhere at the moment right now, so that's something to keep in mind there as well. I'm sure I mentioned this earlier, but this jimping right here comes very, very handy. If you're forward choking, it kind of makes it, if you're forward choking here, makes it uncomfortable to use the jimping, but if you're just holding it normal, right, that jimping is going to help with those cuts, no problem. I want to say even the reverse grip, right, is going to be a little bit comfortable as well for a small knife, right, for what it is, right? So G10 handles on this guy, again with this very unique indentation on both ends. Not sure what the idea was there, but it's very unique because I haven't seen that in any other knives. I want to say this guy is on bronze. Are these bronze washers? Let's see. These are ball bearings, right? I'm not sure you guys can see them there from the angle. They're so tiny, guys, so tiny, the ball bearings. But yes, this guy does ride on ball bearings, and it's just a smooth action as you would expect from any Civivi. I can't begin to explain it to you guys. So also, you could fail the flip if you don't do it hard enough. This guy is not assisted in any way, so if you don't do the flip fast enough, you could fail it. But as long as you put a decent amount of effort and enthusiasm into it, right, you're gonna be able to flip it open just fine. Same with the thumb deployment, right? Same with the reverse flick right there. All right, guys, so that has been it for the Civivi Scintilla, right? Very unique knife, very exclusive to BladeHQ. It is not being sold right now at the moment. D2 blade, stonewash, harpoon style, liner lock with black G10 scales. Awesome knife. I'm glad that I have it. I'm glad that it's part of my arsenal. I really enjoyed EDC in this guy over the last couple of weeks, and I'm just looking forward to continue EDC in this guy more and more, right? If you made it this far into the video, guys, you're the real MVP. There is a chance that this brother from another mother, the CRKT Piet, is already up on the channel. The review for this knife right here, if you're from the future, chances are this knife has already been reviewed, so I'll put a card for that right here, right? Put a card right there. If you want to check that out next, you certainly can. This is the CRKT Piet. Thank you guys for being so awesome. Thank you for all your support. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Peace.